And welcome here to John J. Moore Athletic Center. Women's basketball back in action here for the Gothic Knights, trying to knock off Pratt here. A rescheduled game here. This was supposed to be the opener as NJCU trying to avenge a tough loss yesterday evening to Ramapo, 71-55. Your producer and director is Paul Panaselli. I'm John Kelly Jr. here from John J. Moore Athletic Center. So here is Pratt at 4-3. We'll get your starting lineups in the screen. So for the Cannoneers, Nako Mayaki, Idila Kaplan, Emily Guerra, the leading scorer at 15.1 points per game. Marissa Epperson and Anna Samanera in the 5. There for Pratt, of course, Kaplan and Epperson third and second in scoring. So now for your NJCU Gothic Knights, let's get our starters in the screen. Trying to avenge last night's tough loss, 71-55, and really very similar, both of these teams. Tough first quarters. NJCU just 6 points against Ramapo. As here are your starters for them here. Zaira Taylor-Gaston, who had 6 rebounds last night. And we'll see Yesenia Montalvo had a season-high 12 points. Marijah Bacon, the team's leading scorer, and her sister Maisha Bacon. Maya Neal making a return here to the lineup after not being in it last time. Marijah Bacon, Maisha Bacon, first and second in scoring, and Marijah tops in the conference at 24.7 points per game. Your head coach for NJCU is Pat Devaney, first season for him this year, and the head coach for Pratt is Wilfredo Rivera, who replaces Sade Jackson, who was an interim head coach last year. So 2 new coaches for both squads as Pratt comes in here 4-3, 4-6 on the road last year. They're 3-2 away from home and 4-3 overall, trying to avenge a loss themselves, as very much like NJCU against SUNY Delhi, lost 66-38. Of course, 5 and 9 points in those first 2 quarters. Didn't shoot extremely well, so similar storylines in this non-conference battle for both of these teams. So Marijah Bacon comes into this one. Big story just now. 94 points away from scoring 2,000 points. And these next couple of games, we may get to see her do it, trying to be the 46th player to do it in Division III history. Also, could have a chance here in scoring as Monique Hemingway. Let's see how high you can get up. At NJCU, potential chance to see maybe 40 points from Marijah Bacon, but Pratt can have something to say about that as they win the opening tip. Here's Emily Guerra, their leading scorer at 15.1 points per game. Gets it down low. Epperson spins, pulls up, and cannot connect. Montalvo with the board. Off of 12 points last game, outlets to Marijah Bacon. Flops across to Maya Neal. Good to see her back in the lineup. Gets it back for Montalvo. Maya knifes. Lost control. Nice job by Epperson. And it's corralled by Idila Kaplan. The Seattle Washington product sets up in the front court. Pratt trying to get going scoring-wise. Epperson, no cutter to Guerra for 3. Short. And Neal with the board, and she'll push for the Gothic Knights.
Swing it to the left.
Gothic Knights just had 6 points in that first quarter. In last night's 71-55 loss, and they were dominated in rebounds. So good job there on the offensive glass by Neal. Bacon knocks down, and NJCU opening the scoring. So they'll go right here for a press. 20-plus turnovers they forced last night on Ramapo in the loss. There's one forced right there by Montalvo. Out to Neal for 2. That too strong. And Guerra battling with Neal on the glass. And jump ball signaled. And it will stay. Actually, we'll go over here to the Cannoneers. So Pratt And now actually distinguished Montalvo. Jasenia Montalvo will inbound, so will stay with NJCU. Joining Maisha Bacon, Zaira Taylor-Gaston, who had 6 rebounds last game. Got 2 blocks as well, team leader with 11 blocks. Now Bacon, across to Montalvo, on the drive, Jasenia to Neal, gets it back from her. Out to Marija Bacon for 3. Off the back iron, Neal battling, and nice rebound there by Kathy Neblett, as I'm joined now by Ira Thor. And both teams struggled in the first quarter, so a strong start, important here for Ira for both squads.
Yeah, and just waiting for some bacon to start sizzling here, and I think you're about to see it attacking the rim right now.
She had the first points for NJCU. Taylor-Gaston getting the board and getting a foul called, the first of this one. And to Pratt with 7:48 to go. Bacon, of course, you had given me a stat this evening. Look out, there could be some single game scoring records.
I just felt coming in that this was the kind of matchup that, especially with probably both sisters having played big time minutes, still a short bench. The mid-season additions are not cleared yet. They haven't passed their physical, so we still only have 7, maybe 8 players available. I could see this being the kind of game where you see Marija get very close to that 40-point plateau or more.
Montalvo too strong on the 3. Battle for the board. On the floor, good scramble. And of course, with 4 career 40-point games, there's a reason why that would be in your game notes with Marija Bacon. She has the only 2 points. 7:33 to go. And right now, NJCU, they're going to press. This is the type of style in the new Devaney era. It's going to be pressure defense. And they've been able to get a lot of turnovers, forced 20-plus last night, but nice break by Pratt.
Yeah, when I'm writing these notes, sometimes you're just going based on your gut on what could potentially happen. We did that in the St. Elizabeth game. I put in a note about the end of the long losing streak. They ended it that night. I put it in against Stockton. I thought that was the kind of game that matchup-wise the Knights would probably favorably match up well. And sure enough, they did end the NJAC losing streak that night as well. So sometimes what you put in to a program in terms of notes is kind of what you feel could potentially come into play.
Many Casada members listening. Ira, hey, that's what you do this job.
I'm sure there's too many Casada members watching this tonight.
Yeah, not as many. As Epperson draws contact, first foul at NJCU, as all 4 points by Bacon. So we'll see Alyssa Epperson. She's a Jersey City native as well, senior forward. HVI AC All-Conference team last year. It was 3rd in the conference at 16.9 points per game, 8 points last game. And she knows Jersey City University well. Ira had a triple-double against this squad in 2016, 12 points, 20 boards, 11 blocks, and she's 1 for 1 at the line. Goes 1 for 2 as Neblett tried to get to that board, and she knocked it out. It'll go over to NJCU. 4th meeting between both of these squads as the Gothic Knights leads this series 3-0. Of course, this was supposed to be the opener for Pat Devaney in his first year, but it was snowed out, so they fit it right after a conference game. And Ira, for Coach Devaney tonight, what do you want to get out of this game? Obviously the W is the key, but what else do you want from your team besides win and obviously improve play? What else are you looking to get?
Really just to see how you bounce back from a loss. A game against Ramapo where I think the team came in thinking they had an opportunity to win that one, and just a poor start did them in. This is the beginning of a long stretch. 5 games in 8 days. How fit are they?
Well, Marija Bacon's fit. She has all 7 NJCU points. Knock it down from 3, and then a big steal by Maya Neal to Marija Bacon. Lay-in, too strong. Neal taps it to Bacon. Can't lay it home. And a big board by Guerrero and a whistle. Ira, last night Maya Neal was definitely missed because of her athleticism down low. And we hope she's all right as first substitution for Pratt.
Christine Bishop, not used to coming off the bench as a substitute, and as Coach Devaney has her check into the game, he's like, take off your warm-up, and she's like, I'm not used to this. Came in a different role here as Jasenia Montalvo got the start tonight at the other guard spot.
Of course, the same time Biz Hub made the start last night. Guerra down to Epperson, knocked away by Bacon, but Guerra gets it back, goes up, too strong, and a late foul called, so Emily Guerra from Babylon, New York, will go to the free throw line. 4 straight double-figure games, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists. The last matchup against SUNY Delhi, and she'll go to the free throw line. Short on the first of 2 free throws. Team just a 49-point per game average scoring-wise. And, you know, Guerra's been all over the place too, Ira. 3 double-doubles in her last 4, and team leader with 5, and Pratt within 5. 6, the largest advantage for NJCU in the first quarter. Montalvo, last year's leading scorer, balloons across to Marija Bacon. Now to Taylor Gaston, to Montalvo for 3. Off the back iron. Nice board by Aisha Bacon to Bizhub. And she puts it home. Nice second chance points there, Ira.
Followed by Bizhub. Player can score if you put the ball in her hands. And someone that's going to win a game like this, John, they really need a 3rd or 4th punch. That could be her.
Bizhub battling with a couple of Pratt players. It'll go over to Pratt. With 5:41 to go, NJCU lead by 7, and a timeout here on the floor as head coach Rivera going to talk it over. So NJCU out to a 7-point advantage. And we'll return after this on NJCU Gothic Vision. And out of the Pratt timeout, NJCU by 7, 5:41 to go. Joined by Ira Thor, non-conference battle as a makeup game for the opening game of the season that was snowed out. As Marija Bacon with 7 of 9 points. To you, Ira.
Still can't believe, by the way, that game was snowed out. What looked like it was going to be a calm little storm coming through, nothing major, ended up being gridlock for this entire region. That night, and that was the night that it took some folks 10, 12 hours to get home. I stayed in the office after we announced the game was going to be postponed at 5 o'clock. You know, I was like, all right, let me monitor the traffic situation. 5 o'clock, I watched. It would have taken about, I think it was about 6 hours to get home at that point from watching the Waze app. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, nothing changed. I'm starting to freak out at this point. Like, I'm going to be here all night. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, it was still 5 hours to get home. Midnight, I finally said, you know what, I've had enough. I don't care how long I'm leaving. Got home at 2:33 a.m.
I had Wi-Fi. I had a bed available. You could have stayed with me, Ira.
I don't think the wife would have been okay with that one.
Well, not that much of a stranger. You brought me in here, and NJCU has brought in 9 of the first 11 points, trying to get back to their winning ways as Montalvo with a quick steal to Marija Bacon. Cannot lay it home, trying to get that foul drawn too, Ira. You know, that lean-in move, something everyone's being taught, men's and women's players.
She's got to get the initial points.
That's the key. Bacon. To Bacon. Hook it up as it's Marija to Maisha. And NJCU by their largest lead. 9. Already 5 field goals made out of 17. Ira, they struggled mightily. We're under that in that first quarter last time. Marija for 3. Good! And it goes to double digits now. NJCU lead to 14. Bacon already with 10 points, and we're not even with 4 minutes left. 10 of the 14 points, Ira. Step off Neblet from Queens, New York. 16 minutes last game, 8 points, 4 rebounds. as Mayaki and a rebound by Taylor Gaston. Watch out for Mayaki. 12 threes made, can get it done from behind the arc as Maisha Bacon lays it down.
Sorry, I apologize about the audio there when Coach Devaney walks over and yells and right into your mic.
The crowd's
a little loud.
Montalvo to Aisha Bacon. She lays it home.
It's my record.
So the Bacon sisters team it up. Maraja with 10 of the 18 points. And 4 points back-to-back from Aisha. Now Neblet way off. That shot also way off. Epperson drawing contact underneath. So 4th foul NJCU, 16-point lead for them, best of the game, and we're going to see Destiny Myrick come in. Of course, for Pratt, the big question really will be who's going to replace Emelyn Miller from last year. Last year led the team with 31 threes made, and they lost a lot of guards, starting with all HVIAC selection Anna Bryce, then lost Jen Klockner, Sally Song, but Emily Guerra has stepped up. She has it right here, leading scorer at 15.1 points per game to Epperson. Ayaki on the drive down the baseline. Her floater way off. Neblet hit that back line, goes over to NJCU. Aisha Bacon with 6 points, so 16 of the 18 points from the Bacon sisters. And Maraja has been named NJAC Player of the Week 2 times the last 3 weeks. Maisha got it earlier this year, both of them coming in from Kane and Ira, both of them providing a spark in year 1 as NJCU turns it over there.
They're the 2 players that when we look back years from now could potentially be those who sparked this program.
Stolen by Maraja Bacon. And that was laid down by Destiny Myrick, so with 3:35 to go. All Gothic Knights here in quarter number 1. Just 5 first quarter points scored in the last game by the Cannoneers.
They have no answer for this Gothic Knight press, none at all. It's just a different speed of basketball for this Pratt program.
Already Gothic Knights forcing 12 turnovers here in this first quarter alone and make that 13 as Myrick tried to go up, could not finish.
NJC already has 11 steals. 11 steals, we played 7 minutes.
And of course, that's what they're known for, Ira. Coming in here with 151.
Go with him. Switch it.
As that is 4th in the NJAC. The press continuing.
They're trying to force it, and they can't find a way out.
Neal can't get it. Epperson with the rebound and a cheap foul, so 5th to NJCU. If Ira, if there's one thing tonight that NJCU really wants to do here, you know, they don't want to continue to draw more fouls.
20. Hey, relax.
So, of course, NJCU does not want to, as I said before, Ira Thor joined us for a little bit. Now he's going to go back as Epperson at the line for Pratt. And she's off the mark. All free throws by Pratt in this one. NJCU with no free throw attempts. Epperson goes 1 for 2 at the line.
14.
So that was Pratt's first score. So it's a free throw at the 6:16 mark. And 4:16 without a bucket. Myrick to Ruiz. Neal, Marija Bacon, Jasenia Montalvo fill out the 5. Seminara, Epperson, Guerra.
Out!
And Kaplan in the 5 for Pratt. This up for 3. Short. Battle underneath. Epperson, another board that lost it to Montalvo. Gets it out to Marija Bacon. 2 sisters, 16 of the 22 NJCU points. Just 3 for Pratt, and all 3 at the free throw line. Bizhub on the baseline to Myrick. Montalvo. 3 cannot go. Board corralled by Epperson. Epperson with her 4th board in this one. Gets on the floor, up to Seminara. And 10-second violation called. Seminara, 2 rebounds, 2 points last game. Third with 10 steals. And a 10-second violation as we see our first action. Natalia Ordonez, freshman from Weehawken, New Jersey.
Hey, set one right on 22. Set one on
Bacon,
22 on the
Montalvo.
right now.
Maya Neal, fill out that 5. Bacon for 3. Marija rims that one out. Knocked the biz hub. She cannot finish. And the 5th board by Epperson. And draws contact. And that should be free throws for Pratt. So Missa with a chance to go to the line, put some points up. Her team not knocking down a field goal. All of their points at the free throw line. Epperson was second last year with 30 assists, 39 free throws made, 102 attempted last year. Eight points last game, a triple-double, 12 points, 20 rebounds, 11 blocks when these two matched up in 2016. NJCU leads this series 3-0 in this 4th meeting, and a jump ball whistle with 1:53 to go, and Gothic Knights in front by 19. Paul Tanaselli, your producer and director, on play-by-play man John Kelly Jr., as the Gothic Knights looking for win number 4 on the year. 2 of their 3 wins, first non-conference opponents, and at home they beat St. Elizabeth for their first win in a very long time, and
14.
one here against Drew to close out the year. Beat Stockton last Saturday, snapping a 58-game conference losing streak, and then of course losing last night to Ramapo. Much better performance here as Maisha Bacon gets tied up. And good job by the Pratt defense. Bacon, of course, third at 10.1 points per game. And it will stay with NJCU with 1:25 to go here in the first quarter. Maisha Bacon off the mark, so Epperson with their 6th board. As Amissa, second with 3 double-doubles, had 13 last year. And a timeout taken on the floor.
It's a better angle to use your left hand.
That'll be by Pratt. 32nd with 1:16 to go. NJCU up 22-5. Of course, this Cannoneer team, Pratt, just 15 first half points, went single digits, 5 and 9 points in the first 2 quarters. Of course, got 24 total points in the second half, but by that point, they were outdone. SUNY Deli out-rebounded them 58-45. And, of course, NJCU trying to be a lot better in the paint, out-rebounded 52-32 last night, and in the paint, outscored 44-12. So, and the answer here, rebounds are even at 13 apiece. And really NJCU's strength not in the paint, just a better matchup for them. And Ira, you're back here, 17-point lead for
NJCU.
NJCU.
A couple cameras just to get a little bit better angle.
Traveling violation. Actually, offensive foul.
Gothic Knights have 13 of their 22 points off of turnovers right now, and they have done a just yeoman's work right now in terms of forcing 16 turnovers for Pratt.
And much better down low, 14-2, outscoring the Cannoneers in the paint. Under a minute to go, as here's Montalvo off 12 points last night to Maya Neal. 52 seconds to go. Marija Bacon from deep. That one too strong. Kaplan the board. Adiala moving it up.
Scoreboard resembling last night's game. Rampo led 20-6 through one quarter. So a little bit of a role reversal right now.
Kaplan second with 68 rebounds, 9.7 per game coming in. The Seattle product gets it back from Guerra, team's leading scorer. Tries to go to Neblett, had trouble handling a very soft pass. Has 34 seconds to go, so an 18-second shot clock, the game clock advantage. It will stay with Pratt, 16 to shoot for them. This team was 9-13 last year, lost in the HVI AC semis. 4-3 coming in. Maya Neal, nice job to force another turnover. Much better first quarter performance this evening. Marijah Bacon gets it from Maya. Setting up.
Hey! Easy, easy.
By the way she's playing in this first quarter, Ira, 40 points is a possibility for her.
I mean, I didn't put it in the game program just for
Timeout,
looks.
timeout,
I thought it's a realistic possibility, and I mean, right now there is just no answer for her and her sister. But the nice thing is, it's not just the Bacons tonight. You are seeing so far through the first 9, almost 10 minutes, production from everyone. You know, yes, right now the Bacons are the ones who are leading in scoring. Take a look at the updated totals. Marijah already has, wow, Ray's already got 12 points in the first quarter. 6 for Maisha, but Bizov's contributed. Myrick, who has been one of those players who they were hoping to get some production from this year. Injuries have sidelined her. This is really her first court time of the year, so she's still trying to knock some of that rust off as well. But you got 18 of your 22 points in the first quarter from the Bacon sisters, and you know that right there is a recipe for success.
Yeah, last night Jenna Harsh of Ramapo, as you mentioned in your recap, had
Box
double the points in that first quarter, 12. Both Bacon sisters above the 5 here, 7 to go. Marijah from deep. Good! Nice 3 out of that set. It's a 20-point lead. 1 second to go. Can Pratt get a shot off? No, and a much better first 10 minutes for head coach Devaney's squad, Ira.
I'm going to tweet that out. 15 points for Bacon in the quarter. There's players who, if they score 15 in the game, it's potential career high. Got 15 in a quarter. Think about that.
Filling it up. So after 1 quarter of play, all NJCU here on NJCU Gothic Vision. They lead Pratt 25-5. Hey, do you have a pen by any chance? Anyone have a pen?
I don't.
Oh, God.
And I think I accidentally drank from Paul's water. You don't get a fatal disease.
Opposite now. Go to Jeff.
So back here with the second quarter of play. Ira, very good first quarter by NJCU, trying this one. Avenge last night's loss. Montalvo, air ball on the 3, but Bizhub gets her 4th point. Nice job to follow her shot.
Go up, Jeff. Go up.
Yeah, this nice team, they've turned it around. Really 8 straight losses due to injuries, 3-2 in their past 5. And Ira, again, a couple transfers coming in. A good chance for them to finish strong down the stretch as Marijah Bacon continuing her dominance. As she lit it up, 15 first quarter points. She now has 17.
Left hand. Thank you, Jesus.
And already right out of it, 31 points here for NJCU.
You got to get that. That's another steal.
Pratt trying to get something going. Had 9 points in the second quarter.
Left hand.
Of that last game is Marijah Bacon on the drive.
The Twins use the left hand back.
And she will go to the line. So Ira, for Marijah Bacon, what a career.
Thank you for using the left.
81 career double-figure games in 82 games. That's between NJCU and Kane. I mean, you could depend on her every night. Just another factor, and she's close now to her 56th career 20-point game.
it's hard to keep track sometimes. It's a good problem to have for us in the communications office. We also took a very close look at what she did at Kane and try to keep that going here at NJCU, knowing that we had a special player on our hands, and with 1 year, you want to try to tell her story the best you can. And right now, she's telling her own story because she is capitalizing on mistakes. She just missed an open layup that could have already put her close to 20.
And Maisha Bacon and one, and all of a sudden, Coach Devaney wants a timeout as well. So Maisha, the chance to get to 9 points. Of course, Raja's sister, that both from Neptune, New Jersey, and Ira put in his last notes. Check out the Asbury Park Press. Did a really good story on both sisters. So Maisha, who leads this team with 109 rebounds, both sisters with 100 rebounds a pop, too.
Something we were working on for a few weeks, and we thank Jerry Carino for really a great piece. And
go up, Chris.
Stay tuned, because News 12 New Jersey also has a feature on the two sisters, along with a feature on Sam Tony coming up.
Very good at getting the press, too, Ira. You know that the best way. I love Jerry Carino. NJ Hoops does a great job with the high school coverage around this area.
Hey, 114.
So Marisha Bacon
14.
walking it on up.
Use pad fake. Pad fake.
18 points for her in this one. 15 of those 18 came in the first quarter. As Maisha on the drive, could she get to double figures? No dice. Battle on the baseline. Offensive board belongs to NJCU, then thrown away to Seminara. And then a foul against NJCU. So Anna, nice job to force that steal. Career high 5 against King's College.
And that's just a frustration foul there by Montalvo after the bad pass by Neal. You got to protect the basketball. No need to force it. You're forcing so many turnovers on your own.
Kaplan, Guerra, Seminara, Neblet, and Mayaki in the 5. So second field goal of this one made, as most of those 5 first quarter points came via free throws, Ira. NJCU lead at 28. That went off the mark. Rebound by Bacon, and a foul called on Pratt, their third. Inbound by Bacon to Bizhub, driving, nice by Catherine, almost put it home, and she'll go to the free throw line to shoot a pair. Christine Bizhub, check that, 4 double-figure games during 2015-2016. Got 5 starts, 12 points, her career high against Stockton. And she misses the first of 2. NJCU, free throw shooting-wise.
Win it. Up.
Trying to be better in that category. And they go 1 for 2 with Bizhub at the line, shooting 62.2%, 5th in the NJAC. Normally really good in that area. Bizhub off the mark. Nice challenge from Kaplan, and Guerra with the board. Epperson was the top scorer in that first quarter for Pratt.
There's no reason to reach.
And another foul here against NJCU, their second.
Hey, face. Go get somebody. Face.
Emily Guerra, their leading scorer, with just 1.4 for Amissa Epperson.
Touch it up. Come on, E.
Top 2 scorers, been quiet, as most of the points, just 2 field goals made by Pratt, coming at the free throw line, Ira, as Kaplan looking down low. Now finds Neblet. Good challenge by Bizhub, and she threw it away to Maisha Bacon. Puts on the accelerator. Seminara challenges on her. Fall away shot off the glass. Nice job by Neal to keep it alive, but she didn't.
Tiptoe on the baseline. Good effort there. One thing you like to see is the hustle. Regardless of the outcome, obviously you'd like to get the rebound, but just a young player by Neal last year as a freshman, didn't really get the chance to contribute very much, and now as a sophomore, truly starting to break out with the assistance of the Bacon sisters and the leadership that they've brought to this program. Again, 5-6 years from now, we may look at the Bacon sisters coming over from Kane. They're transferring. Maybe that one spark, that one moment, pivotal moment in the history of a program that you're going to look back on fondly.
Yeah, definitely, indeed. And Kane, of course, here Wednesday after a road trip on Saturday for NJCU. Montalvo, Taylor Gaston. Nice sound of the keys from that new Cadillac, Ira. Marisha Bacon And Bizhub with the 5.
I've already put 10,000 miles in that thing.
Look at Pratt.
14,000 miles.
Yeah, 40,000 plus on my Ford. Bizhub, nice move, but they said she traveled before. And I was hoping it would have went to Marija Bacon because then I would have gotten to the 40-point talk of getting it done there with a lot of wear and tear. And Kayamoto will check in, the Tokyo, Japan native for Pratt. Mayaki, Kaplan, Seminara, and Guerra in the 5 for Pratt. Going to get their 4th road win. 3 of their 4 wins have come away from Pratt. Guerra driving on Bizhub. Fade away, off the mark, and a little ticky-tacky foul on the Gothic Knights, but it'll be their 3rd, and Pratt to the free throw line. Emily Guerra from Babylon, New York. 3-time HVIAC Rookie of the Week as a freshman. Had a terrific freshman season. 13.5 point per game average, and she makes the first of 2 at the line. 3-time county all-league during her high school time at Babylon High School. Played lacrosse as well. You could see that, Ira. I don't know how big you are in lacrosse. I could see her as a mid, you know, or not the fast attack you're looking, but only 5 games last year, and they're happy to have her back. She's not happy on that J. Rebounded by NJCU. They look for more. Taylor Gaston. Louise. Bacon. Montalvo short on the baseline. Jay, rebound by Guerra. As Emily's got to get going here for Pratt. And then stripped by Bacon. Marija, one-on-one to the tin, lay-in, counted, and the foul. And a 3-point play coming up for Marija.
20 right there. And listen, at this point in the game, she could have 26, 28 points. She's missed a handful of wide-open layups, partially just because she's so much stronger with her right than her left. If there's one weakness in her game, it's just she doesn't have a real strong left side of her game. And, you know, it's not unusual. A lot of people who are right-handed aren't good with their left.
I'm one of them, Ira, as NJCU. Again, free throw shooting, you just want to be better in that category. Just 3 for 6 as Pratt 4 for 10 this evening.
Hey, Z, just stay in front. You don't have to put a hand on. Stay in front of her. Head in the 12.
As this trap is really giving him trouble. 25 turnovers forced tonight by NJCU. All over Pratt, as we'll see. Ordonia's come back in. Marija Bacon trying to force a steal and picks it up. 3-on-1. Feeds Maya Neal, and she lays it home. Maya getting it going on the rebound side. Led everybody with 4 rebounds after 1 quarter. She now has 5, and she gets her first 2 this evening.
Bacon already with 20 points, 5 steals, 3 assists, only 1 rebound, though. But Maya Neal from the guard play, 5 rebounds thus far in the game.
They missed her last night. Bacon had 8 assists last game, too. I mean, Marija just could do it all, this squad. And you know what? At the same time, you're starting to see, Ira, other players coming to their own here. Zaira Taylor Gaston has started to really get into her own. Maisha's feeling her game, and some of these youngsters, and once Montalvo starts settling in, it's all going to complement and make this squad interesting down the stretch. No pushover to go into conference play, and some other NJAC wins in their radar. As Montalvo pulls up, can't get the hometown friendly roll. Knocked to the baseline and rebounded by Kaplan, then thrown away by Pratt. A whistle on the floor with 4:54 to go. Just 8 Pratt points. And just 15 in their last matchup.
Be on the outside of the defense. Outside of the defense.
And NJCU tightening it down there on defense. Pratt just shooting 20%. They only shot 21 on the game last game. Is Montalvo, could she finish? Yes, and the foul. Nice assist to Ordonez. As Ordonez, very good member here for the NJCU cross country team. Ira, D3 Atlantic Regional Champion, their best cross country runner. And the fact I think that Pat Devaney likes Ira, she's in shape when it comes to basketball season because she's training year-round.
Oh, you don't have to worry about her in the preseason. She comes in shape, and you run that many 6K and 8K events over the course of a year. I mean, you're probably the fittest athlete, potentially the whole school, who plays more than one sport, and there are a number of multi-sport athletes.
There's another steal and a layup again by NJCU as Montalvo got her first 3 points. And another foul here on NJCU with 4:39 to go. Ira Thor, my color man, alongside Paul Tanaselli, as Marijah Bacon with 22 points. And she had 15 of those 22 in the first quarter. Ira Maisha Bacon with 11 and 5 for BizHub. And as you said, smells, tastes like bacon. You see it each and every night, and both of them feeling it this evening as now, of course, NJCU over the limit. So free throws from Anna Samanera, who hits the first of 2. And Samanera has played a lot here, Ira, as well. 5.8 points per game, but 3 games where she's played 30 or more minutes. A team that lost a lot of guards, including their leader and assist, Anna Bryce. Important in that rebuild here for first-year coach Wilfredo Rivera. Bacon short on the J. Rebound by Kaplan. Pratt finally hits double digits. Guerra gets it from Mayaki. Driving. Keeps her footing. Out to Kaplan for 3. That one rims out. Neblett can't get the offensive board. It's grabbed by Bacon. Marijah with 22 already. Going for 24. Easy.
And it doesn't get much easier than that. Pratt gave her the left side of the lane. You give a player of her ability that kind of space, she's going to take it, penetrate it, and basically can cakewalk right through the middle of the lane.
10th field goal made for Marijah in this one. 13, of course, her season high against TCNJ.
Box 1.
As we said, Ira, listen, looking at it.
Hey, pass it to the right.
24 points, so half away from getting up that list. Single game records, joining Monique Hemingway.
Monique Hemingway is the greatest player in school history. All-time leader in scoring, all-time leader in rebounds, over 1,000 in each.
As Taylor gassed her with a nice offensive board in the finish.
But there's a very good chance that if Monique is watching today's game, and she might be, she's still supportive of the program, she's a little fearful that her nearly 30-year-old school record is in peril.
Yeah.
I just had a feeling tonight.
Well, that's what happens. And you always look at it when it comes to records, Ira. It's always, oh, God, who do you play down the stretch that could help that? As NJCU, their 5th foul, so free throws here for Pratt. As Kanako Mayaki gets the first of 2. Leader with 12 threes made. Came out with 12 points against Sarah Lawrence in the opener. And that win, of course, they're supposed to play NJCU next. And it was snowed out. That's this game. The makeup for NJCU's opener. 4th meeting, NJCU's won all 3. As Bacon to Ordonez. Following her shot, but Guerra gets the defensive board and draws contact. And now Pratt back to the line with 3:13 to go. 49.4 rebounds per game, averaged by Pratt, and Guerra at the free throw line. Comes in here with 10 career doubles. Had back-to-back in the first 2 games this year. Didn't play NJCU. Of course, had 12 points in the 2016 matchup. Second with 6 blocks, 11 double-figure games as a freshman. She can do it all, Ira, but she does need help. And that's clearly what NJCU knows. Shut down number 12, and they have this evening. And at the same time, really attacked offensively. Maya Neal definitely a difference this evening.
Just don't know the place.
Bacon.
Get with Maya.
To her sister Maisha. Her scoop, that hit the bottom of the rim. 2:48 to go. Pratt back to push. Down by 35. San Mateo native Mayaki looking for Kaplan streaking. It's out of play, and it will go back over for the Gothic Knights. 2:41 to go in the second quarter. 22 rebounds apiece, so both teams tied. However, 31 Pratt turnovers in this one to the 6 of NJCU, Ira.
Ordonez will come out of the game a little bit. A lot of seniors on the floor right now.
Jordan.
The Bacon sisters and
Christine.
Bissett, but
Christine.
it's allowing Neal and Taylor Gaston, two
now,
players
Chris.
of the future for this team,
Now.
to get some much-needed experience playing with some leadership.
Aisha Bacon. Taylor Gaston trying to go to Biz Hub, no dice. And it's grabbed by Kaplan. Team leader tied with 5 double-digit rebound games, sets up in the front court. Trying to go to Guerra, another foul against NJCU, so Guerra back to the free throw line. Averaging 13.7 rebounds per game. The Babylon product. Trying to go 2 for 2 here. So she knocks down 16 of the 38 points in the last matchup. And again, Ira, that's just the key. You can have one player who could fill it up game in and game out, but if you can't get any scoring, and you saw it last night with the men's game with Ramapo, and their top 2 or 3 were out of it, no one else can really step up. You're not shooting well, it could be a long evening, and it's been tough for Pratt this evening.
Well, it didn't look good last night for Barnes for a while. Again, he's a volume shooter for Ramapo. And while the final box score, you can't really tell. He did end up 15 points. Didn't have a great start. He was out of it. Rob Lewis did not have a great game. He's the league leader in rebounds. And the only one in double figures, the only one averaging a double-double in the league. And that pretty much shut him down when he had 6 boards. Not a great game. NJC on the men's side is very good at exploiting teams that have weaknesses. Ramapo on the men's side, I don't believe has great guard play.
So Biz Hub goes 1 for 2 at the line.
Nice thing about the NJC men this year is it doesn't have to just be Santoni. You have about 10 different players that are capable of beating you.
And Denzel Banks, back-to-back double-figure games. He looked darn good.
What about James Julius with 14
Oh man,
points?
as you said, Mr. 3-man when he's hot. Watch out for number 14.
We're going to talk to him at halftime. He's going to come over. We're going to have a little chat.
I'm enjoying that. Is Guerra on the scoop? Not even close. Biz Hub grabs it.
Right behind you.
Christine pushing ahead, 1-on-1. I like what Biz Hub's doing, drawing contact, getting herself to the free throw line. That's what a scorer's supposed to do. 2 free throws coming.
Extremely aggressive.
Way to be
Christine
aggressive.
Bizet, this is the kind of play they need out of her.
That's the Christine I know.
She's still alive for the playoffs.
job.
Despite the loss of Ramapo yesterday, and it was one that obviously will not help their case for a postseason run. Yeah, 1-7 doesn't look good right now.
Bend your knees, you have
There's
10
still plenty of time to bounce
Bend your
back,
knees,
pick up
take
some
your
wins
time.
along the way, especially with a couple of mid-year additions coming to the program. Probably by Saturday.
Stop ball. You get this. Stop ball.
Still lacking in size.
Don't reach.
That's one
Do
area
not
where you saw
reach.
this team can be exploited.
Yeah, that was the tough part of the Ramapo game. I mean, really, right off the bat.
Ramapo won the game because of their ability to out-rebound.
Yeah, exactly. 52 they had in that game.
Scored most of their points in the paint.
Yes, outscored this squad almost a plus 30 margin in the paint. And much better this evening as we're under a minute to go, second quarter, as Marija Bacon can't come through with it, then gets on the floor. Of course, they need possession for a timeout. They don't call it. Biz Hub driving. That one fouled and missed that one on the floor. Neal trying to grab it, jump ball. And we kept hearing timeout from Pat Devaney. And with an 18-second shot clock, the game clock advantage, he will not get it. 45 seconds to go, second quarter. And now the shot clock resets, so 15-second difference. And maybe, Ira, you're Pratt, I'll kind of walk this one down. Don't give NJCU a final shot. Rebound as well.
Still 14 seconds between the shot and the game clock. Some nights will get it back, or sometimes they'll just take it back.
I was going based on what I saw last night by their rebounding performance. You never know if you get a defensive board. 30 seconds to go. NJCU 50, Pratt 16. Guerra spins. Blocked by Taylor Gaston, her team leading 12th. And a foul. Shot clock will be turned off. So now free throws coming up. And, you know, Taylor Gaston, we knew about Zaira. We knew what she could do. We knew what she could do scoring, coming from St. Anthony's, 1,000-point scorer. But, man, she's proven on the defensive side to be a monster. That's her team leading 12th block.
And I'm glad you said from St. Anthony's, because when we were doing our preseason materials, she's officially listed as a graduate of Marist because St. Anthony's closed and she had to finish her high school career at another school other than St. Anthony's. But St. Anthony's is where her heart was. That's why on the official roster you see me list her as Marist via St. Anthony's.
Yeah, of course, that the H at Hudson County High School area. Of course, Ordonia's played for Sea Caucus. 9 seconds to go. Marijah Bacon laying it home.
I'll tell you what, John, that the single game record is in deep, deep trouble right here.
And after 2 points,
5 steals. She may have another triple-double. 5 steals, 4 boards, 3 assists, just in the first half alone. Just obscene numbers.
well, she had the 4th in school history against Drew, and let's see if she can get the 5th in school history as Marijah Bacon, 26 first half points, and it is all NJCU at halftime, 54-16. Paul Tanaselli, our producer and director, will put the stats on your screen, but before then we will have James Julius here on at halftime to talk with us after his team successful in their victory last night against Ramapo. At halftime, 54 for NJCU, 16 for Pratt. You're watching NJCU women's basketball and NJCU Gothic Vision. Oh, we'll get it.
And we are back here at the John J. Moore Athletics and Fitness Center. Coach Charlie Brown Court, halftime, NJCU with a substantial lead over Pratt, 54-16. Joined here at halftime by a couple seniors, Yuri Brutus, James Julius, both had some solid efforts last night in a huge win over Ramapo. Gothic Knights were up by 27 before clearing the bench and pulling away for an easy win. Yuri's got the mic in his hand, so we'll allow him. I don't think we've had Yuri on the broadcast before, so chance for him to get a little love. And James Julius came off the bench last night, was a big part of the fact that the Gothic Knight bench absolutely lit up the Ramapo bench yesterday. But Yuri, you guys are playing your best basketball of the year right now. I think you guys are starting to play the kind of basketball, the potential that folks saw in this program when you guys were ranked 16th in the year. What's your assessment? A couple games into the new year now, you guys got back from a tough tournament out in Worcester. What's your thoughts on the program? How are we playing right now?
Like Coach said, he thought we really turned the corner, the TC&J game. And I think that's the game that we really, came together and put it all together and started playing defense. I thought that was like our weakness. So once we started putting that together, it's like you saw how good we really could be, So since TC&J, it's like we've been looking good on the defensive side of the ball. We have our spurts where, we're not looking too good, but, we're putting it together.
You yourself, you made the all-tournament team at the Worcester tournament, an all-classic team. How was that experience for you guys? You went and played in front of probably the largest regular season crowd you'll play in front of this year.
It was a good experience, playing out in Ohio. It was a decent crowd, It was just another game, but I wish we would have went out there and won 2 games. That's all.
Hand it over to Mr. Julius now. Both the guys, are you guys cold? Is it winter's?
In here? No.
I was about to say, we got to pay the heat bill if you guys are both needing to wear jackets here. James, you came off the bench last night. Big time shot there in that late run to go from down to a 20-5 run to put you guys in front, and then hit 2 big threes down the stretch in the final 2 minutes to put the team up by 17. You can be a little streaky with the ball in your hands. How do you know when you're feeling it, when you know that you're having a good night?
It's like in the league how every team gets up for us. Certain teams I get up for more than others. Like Ramapo is one of them teams where every time we come in, we know we have to beat them. And us winning that game last night, I feel as if that's going to start a downfall for them because they're a good program, but they're not at the top of the top as how they used to be before. So I just felt as if we just needed that spark. Nobody was really energized, so I came in with the energy and put forth the energy to help us win.
Now, you know that Ramapo, 2-time defending conference champions, kind of been our nemesis over the years. Yeah, they're down. They lost 5 seniors from last year's Final Four team. They're still the champs until somebody beats them. So from your vantage point, a 4-year senior, what does a win like this mean to your program as we now turn the corner into the second half of the year?
I mean, it was a big win, but at the end of the day, just another win. We're on the records calendar next. We have to win all our conference games for the rest of the season. We're not looking at any team as if, they're on the high pedestal, and we're looking at every single opponent as the same team. We just got to get the win.
James, last night, you had 4 players in double figures. And really, I wanted you to talk about Denzel Banks. He puts 18 up the game before. Last night, he's flying all over the court. This is a team that really is so deep. That's got to motivate you guys in practice here. 13 players that can go deep.
A lot of the times our practices are way more intense than our games. It gets crazy in practice. If you could record our practice the way and put numbers up the way we do our games, it'd be probably way more intense and way more high scoring and a lot of defense involved.
Well, of course, you shut down Randy Walco, and last night, really, despite the Kashawn Barnes at 15 points, it really wasn't a factor. What is it defensively that you changed here? Really take the top guy out and then just impose your will, which we know you can do.
We knew coming into the game that they had a main scorer. We watched them. We actually were out when we were out in Worcester, Ohio. We watched the game and caught it up when they were playing in Vegas, and they lost by 20, but he still had 37. So we knew he's a prolific scorer. He's a really good scorer in the league. So we just put it in our mind we have to stop him and stop their dribble drive, and we'll win the game easily.
Coach Brown, that's something I love about him.
What is it about your team? He just always seems to always have the foot on the gas. So that's a good guy to play for. And I mean, this year, is that foot on the gas? You feel it's right there as you guys go deeper.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be, and we love that because it pushes us. Like nobody wants a coach that sits back and let them do whatever they want. You want a guy that's going to push you. So even though you scored 20, you could have scored 30 because you could have did this, or you could have did more things. So it's a great playing for Coach Brown. I love it.
How do you guys feel about watching Marisha Bacon here going for a potential 40-point effort?
Ooh,
Best player in the NJAC.
Yo, yeah, she hands down best player in the NJAC. If she don't get player of the year, NJAC crazy. They crazy.
Well, there we go. We have right there firsthand endorsement from James Julius, Marisha Bacon, Player of the Year endorsement.
You heard it here first.
Heard it here first. Final thoughts from you guys. Again, you got Camden coming up, and then next week Kane. So a part of the schedule that is maybe a little bit more friendly in terms of you're looking at the standings, but of course you can't look past any opponent.
Never look past any opponent. We just got to learn to play up. Like we usually play down to our opponents, but this Saturday I feel as if with this day of just working out and everything like that, we're going to come in tomorrow more focused for practice, and we're going to get straight to it. We're going to try to beat them. We got to beat them the same way we beat Ramapo.
It's Jerry Burtis, James Julius. You can catch them back here next Wednesday when they take on Kane. But first, NJCU Saturday will be down at Rutgers Camden. We'll be back for second half action in about 4 minutes.
So about to start the third quarter, John Kelly Jr., Ira Thor, alongside Paul Tanaselli, our producer and director. NJCU shooting 40% in that first half. And Elijah Bacon with 26 points, 13 from Aisha Bacon, as just 6 points from Emily Guerra. And charging ball, so Epperson going to get held off, and with 9:39 to go, so Bacon with 26 going to have to follow her this evening, as she now is just 18 away from her all-time career high, which is 44 against Bridgewater, and just 9 away from the 35 points she had on the road against preseason favorite TCNJ, which was a top here at NJCU. Getting closer to Monique Hemingway's mark, and she has it right now. Montalvo as Bacon off the mark. Taylor Gaston, Neal, Aisha Bacon in the 5. As it's Seminara, Guerra, Epperson, Mayaki, and Neblett in the 5. So Bacon driving on Kaplan, looking to kick out. And they call offensive foul on her, so that'll be the first NJCU foul with 9:13 to go. NJCU out-rebounded Pratt 27-24. I think the bigger notice there is 31 Pratt turnovers, and it's because of presses like this, which they had some problems with. Kaplan gets a nice break for Pratt. To Guerra, head fakes. Looked like she walked, but able to lay it home. And Guerra now with 8 points. So close now to 5 straight double-figure games. Team leader with 6 as Montalvo sets things up in the front court for NJCU. Jasenia, last year's leading scorer, 10.3 points per game. Bacon thought about a handoff, and a foul called on Kaplan. So second to Pratt with 8:44 to go. And that one, the first is to Kaplan as Bacon inbounds to Montalvo. Taylor Gaston to Bacon. Marija driving, laying. Could not go. And a rebound grab by Guerra. Press kept on by NJCU. Kaplan up to Mayaki. And she'll cross the timeline, set things up for Pratt. Much better in the second half of the last game they played. At 24 points after being down 31-15 at half. And just turnovers kill him in this one. As 31 first half turnovers. Amaki too strong on that hook shot. Nice board grab by Neal. Leaves it for Bacon. Lay in. Good. So Bacon now with 28 points, getting closer to a 30-point game. It'd be her 20th of her career. And her 4th this season. Kaplan underneath. Neal knocks it away. Picked up by Taylor Gaston. Outlets to Maisha Bacon. She won't let Sis score here as Maisha puts it down. Bacon with 15 points as Neal is steal to Maisha Bacon. Stopped, second try, no good. Tries to get the offensive board, knocks it out. And it will go over to Pratt with 7:28 to go. As Maisha with 15 points, had 7 steals in that first half. Her sister Marija had 8 assists, led the team, and a few steals. And Bacon short on the first, second try, counted in the foul, just too easy. And now, that is the 4th 30-point game for Marija Bacon and her 20th of her career. And a chance here to break some records in single-game scoring. So she knocks down. Her team comes in shooting 62.2% from the charity stripe. 5th in the NJAC. 20th career 30-point game. 4th of the year, tops on the team. So got her 12th career 20-point game. I guess you score it like that, Ira, when the numbers keep going up. So Marija hitting a lot of numbers and 61 points for NJCU. You know, basketball is a team game, Ira. Let's not forget, maybe a season high in points could be registered this evening.
Yes, again, Bacon, the other Bacon, Maisha, her career high is 23. She's already got 15. There's a chance she gets a personal high, but we're also seeing some other players contribute. And you're going to see potentially in the second half the debut Teresa Ortiz. So look for her to try to get some time in at guard. Her first game, true freshman, a player that Gothic Knights are going to need to rely on in the second half of the year.
As Kaplan lays it down for Pratt.
And as we mentioned, Miss Ortiz, here she comes. She is at the sideline and getting set to make her NCAA debut.
Yeah, 2 players coming in here for Pat Devaney's squad. Nice move by Neal, and she finishes. With 6:25 to go. Maya Neal definitely present after being out last night, and Kaplan having trouble at a jump ball. Just that pressure, the way NJCU plays it, makes it very tough to bring it up the floor. We saw last night Ramapo had issues, then they made the adjustment. They were able to break it, but it's tough.
So Teresa Ortiz taking the floor for the first time as a collegiate player, a true freshman at Newark, New Jersey University High School. She was an all-state, first-team all-state Group 1 player.
Move your feet.
Joining the team at mid-year and has the ability to really help this team in the second half. Gothic Knights pressing much of this game, and the big reason for that, if you're going to have a chance to stay alive in the NJAC, you got to be able to press.
Come on, Ray.
As Bacon with really a wasteful foul. You know, it's so tough because you look at University Charter, actually University in Newark, such a good basketball program, men's and women's, and yet you're overshadowed by Shabazz. And again, just showing really what Coach Devaney has here, his ability to recruit. I mean, Ira, this program, the arrow is only going to continue to go up. And as the experience gets better and better, I mean, this could be a tough team in the NJAC to take on.
That's why they are working on the press today, because Saturday's game against Camden really is a must-win.
That's the 4th foul of Marija Bacon, so she doesn't want to get her 5th. She wants to hit some records this evening.
And that was just a waste of a foul there, so going.
As Montalvo has 3 fouls.
Going for a milestone, you don't want to put yourself in that situation. I think at halftime she realized that she was getting closer to a milestone.
5 players with 2 or more fouls in that first half. Epperson with 3. Tops of 16 blocks, so Miss has been on the bench. One of the better rebounders on Pratt. Montalvo drives, kicks out to Bizhub for 3. And Christine is short, tries to keep it alive, can't, but good effort. Bizhub had 6 first half points, a steal, 3 rebounds. Of course, her career high is 12. That was against Stockton. Press continuing as Pat Devaney keeping his foot on the gas. And foul whistled here against NJCU, their 3rd.
Again, got to keep your foot on the gas here at least for another quarter. Got to work on that press. Again, that is the ticket, the speed, the athleticism of this team. They don't have a lot of size, so they're going to have to rely on their guard play. You got the guard play, you can perfect the press, and you have an opportunity to win some of these games down the stretch and stay alive in the conference playoff race.
Ayaki, Vince Ortiz. Guerra to Kaplan, driving on Neal. Floater, short, tries to get the board. Montalvo gets it and draws contact to Kaplan. So it will be the 5th foul to Pratt as 5:14 to go. And Jasenia Montalvo, last year 9 double-figure games. Really was NJCU's floor general, great basketball IQ. And again, if you really, one more year with her and the Bacon sisters, I mean, with the youth on this squad that is promising, really, it would have been a lot of fun to see NJCU next year, but we know the talent's going to be there, Ira.
Yeah, we lose the Bacon sisters, lose Jasenia, lose Christine Bizub. That's a lot of talent still on the roster. You know, you would assume with a full year of rest that Jasmine Reese, who probably would have been the Rookie of the Year in the NJAC this year,
exactly.
You know, she's going to have a chance to really make a huge mark next year. And a couple other players that are on campus waiting in the wings.
Yeah, came in from Georgian Court, D2 transfer, played at Hudson Catholic. As Guerra gets stuff going up, I wonder if they're going to credit Bizhub with a block.
It's got to be a block.
Yeah, she was the process of shooting.
Only way the ball went out of bounds.
Maya, double 12.
Biz was a swing player. I mean, we listed her as a guard, but she's she's one of those players who can be a 3, maybe even a 4 at this level. She's got the size and somewhat athleticism to play up to probably the 4.
Really enjoyed the way she was attacking the basket. As that one, another turnover for Pratt, over 30 of them. Bizhub, one-on-one on Mayaki. Lay-in is good.
And you see the way already that Ortiz runs the floor. Just wait. That is going to be a big mid-year pickup for this program. She's not the only one. One other player who will be active, not today, but on Saturday, is Diana Leonardo, who is a transfer from Centenary, but she played at Hudson Catholic, one of the better high school programs in the state.
Yeah, they've really turned that, I'm a St. Peter's guy, so that's considered the Miami-Florida State rivalry, parochials here of Jersey City, but they've really turned it around. Even the women's program, darn good there as well.
The head coach, of course, for Hudson Catholic's women, Pete Vincent, is the assistant director of the Rising Knight Institute here at NJCU. So we have a coach of a high school program that knows a little college program that he might recommend some of his girls might want to play women's basketball at.
And of course, I was trying to get the acronym correct. HCIAA, the Hudson County. It's not just taking on likes of Sea Caucus, but Bayonne's got a very good program. I mean, Hudson Catholic, you're taking on, again, some of the best players around the state, outside of D1 that go to other schools like the Ramapos, William Patterson, potentially go across the river to other conferences. So he knows, Pat Devaney, what he'll be recruiting. And listen, you got a gold mine down here, Ira, men's and women's basketball, to rebuild this program easily. And we love his passion. Excited to see what happens here down the road at NJCU as Montalvo, nice lay home. 70 points for NJCU. As they're getting close here, Ira, to a season high in points.
Marasia Bacon will help put that single game point mark for the year in the past, because she's back in the game, but she cannot pick up any more fouls or her day is done.
73 points is their season high. That was in their first win of the year against College of St. Elizabeth.
And you see her backing off a little bit.
With 4 fouls. Darija feeds. Ortiz lays it home. There, her first points of her career here at the John J. Moore Center.
I think that's a connection you're going to see quite a bit over the second half of the season. Bacon to Ortiz, Ortiz to Bacon.
3:25 to go. 50-point lead for NJCU. Where a nice head fake. Can't knock down the J. Rebound by Bizzo.
I like your math skills.
Give it up.
Thank you. Well, good public schools in New Jersey. It's where you went to high school, correct, Ira? As Bacon can't go up on the second try, but a reset here from NJCU.
I was homeschooled.
Where are you? So was Dennis Miller.
I was not homeschooled. That's a joke.
I know it was a joke.
I don't even know if that existed back when I was in school.
I do. Yes, I think so. Yeah. Well, in the 90s it did exist. I had a classmate from Austria, actually, that got homeschooled before he went to the public schools for a few years. And speaking of schooling, it's been all NJCU schooling. Pratt just unable to get anything going. And now you'll get a chance here to see some other players come off the bench, get that playing time. And Ira, it's games like this that you want to be up like this so people can get that playing time. As Kaplan, I don't know about a block there. Looked like she trucked over Marshawn Lynch style Bizhub, but 5th foul awarded to NJCU.
Now, 50-point lead at this point. I don't know if you want to risk that kind of potential injury that can come on a drawn charge. Yeah, you want to work on it. It's something that defensively is such a key to defense. Being able to cut off that perimeter, the inner part of the lane there, and draw a charge, something that a lot of players are not even willing to take.
Let's go.
So Kaplan knocks down.
Open.
I took a charge in my game on Tuesday night, and my back still hurt, so that was 1.
NJCU is 74 field goal attempts, so that's now a new season high for them, as they had that against FDU Florham. I checked that against Purchase, and William Patterson, they're at 73.
And a big-time 3 there by Montalvo.
Yeah, she had 12 points last game, and Justine able to do it off of 3 3-pointers made. They've been second with 11 3-pointers made. At 19 last year, tops on the squad. Lead to 52. Kaplan on the drive. Hook shot off the mark. Neal with the board. Maya in transition. Up to Bacon. Can't get to it. Seminara knocked it out. Ortiz said no, she didn't, but the referee disagreed, and it goes over to Pratt.
Ball has been switched back to NJCU, so the officials got together and made the correct call.
31 field goals made total, too, so that's a new season high as well. And BizHub will get whistled for a foul. So shots coming up here for Pratt with 1:44 to go. NJCU shooting 40.8%.
Bacon's gotten a little colder here in the second half. And we need to put that Bacon in the microwave because she, in this period, is just 2 out of 7 from the field.
Largest lead's been 52 for NJCU. And you're enjoying that headline this year, Ira, as you write those recaps.
I mean,
who wouldn't?
I only have 1 year to use it. It's tailor-made, not tailor-ham. It's tailor-made.
For my Eagle Scout days, cooked a lot of. I like Taylor ham. You cook that; it works really well. Get a little egg, you get a little English muffin. Do eggs Benedict with that.
Not a big Taylor ham fan, but you could have it for the both of us.
Sure. Well, it's not in front of me, but second free throw in front of Quera, and she cannot connect as Kaplan the offensive board.
I mean, we have a diner next door. Do you want me to go send somebody on a run?
Yeah, after the game, depending if we have a few more fouls with 1:36 to go. Here in the third.
Paul Tanaselli just made a very good point. Diner closes early. Might be too late.
Well, this game closed early for Pratt right after the first quarter, as NJCU was all over him, held him just a 14.3% field goal shooting, 12% locking down, and they've only scored 23 points in this one. It's Montalvo with Bacon, BizHub, Aisha Bacon, and Ortiz in the 5. Here's the freshman from Newark. Tried to volleyball it out to Bacon, knocked out of play, and will stay with the Gothic Knights. So hopefully Marija can get it back. A little cold. Still leading all scorers with 31. Here's her sister Maisha. Drives, fall away, way off. Mayaki can't get to it. Battling with BizHub. Nice offensive board on the baseline.
I gotta reset the shot clock.
Christine BizHub with 6 rebounds, so that's a new career high for her, as 4 was her previous against Stockton.
Knights have just 2 seconds to shoot. Now, since Bacon came out of the game, has not scored. And you wonder, she rarely ever comes out of a game. I mean, you look at her line, she's typically playing 40 minutes a night. Not partially because they need her to. They don't have anybody who can score. There's nobody, maybe in the whole country, that can score like Raja Bacon. But at the same time, she's athletic enough to do so. And with the injuries this team has suffered through this year, when you only had sometimes had 7, maybe 8 healthy players, she's almost been forced to stay on the floor even if she was tired, but she is physically capable. She can play 80 minutes. She is that much of a physical specimen athletically. And, you heard the endorsement from James Julius at halftime that she should be the player of the year in this league. It's going to be hard for that to happen if the Knights are not in the playoff picture, but she is absolutely putting up an All-American year.
Yeah, that's the tough thing about the SID trade. Just the college year, you could have a player that's just so dominant as Bacon. Well, as we spoke to early, there you go, 34 points for her.
That's one way to start sizzling again.
81 career double-figure games in 2. Nice steal by her sister Maisha to Marija. Feeds Ortiz. Too strong, 53 seconds to go. Bacon with the offensive board. Montalvo from deep, short. Jasenia gets her own board, goes up, count it in the foul. No, they'll say foul before the shot. Doesn't matter. Jasenia will get a couple of free throws, but would have liked an and one.
It's a big miss there by Ortiz. Couldn't have gotten a better pass there from Bacon. Bacon now, by the way, got to update the scoring line. 34 points, 8 steals, 7 rebounds, 4 assists.
That 5th triple-double in school history, easily in sight.
Well, should it happen, I'm going to say should, because she has 4 fouls right now. Not only would she be the only player in school history to have 2 in a season ever, She'd be the only player in the country this year with 2. There's only been 6 other triple-doubles the entire country. The single season Division III record, for those of you who like that stuff, is 5. The second most is 3.
Ortiz scoops it home. This team had 35 points off turnovers after leading 54-16 at half.
Ortiz is so new, I don't even have a headshot for her yet.
Season high now is 73, so 80-point game here for NJCU. Chance for Ira to continue to update those record books. 17 seconds to go. Montalvo pushes ahead for Bacon. Pulls up. Got it! So Bacon.
That's an NJCU career high for her,
Yes.
36 points. Her personal high is 44.
Against Bridgewater. Why you got me here, Ira? That is the end of 3. All NJCU. 82-23. Final 10 minutes coming up after this.
Practice for us. We got to practice our press. We got to get better at it.
Yeah, you're smart at that. She's going to get that.
What's up? I trust my gut.
Well, you read enough box scores, buddy. You're writing recaps. I think you could feel it, you know?
As you can and tap out.
How many did you have? 36?
36 points. 7, 8 for the record, 7 to tie.
The final 10 minutes of play, John Kelly Jr. alongside Ira Thor and Paul Tanaselli, our producer and director. Marasia Bacon, just 8 points away from her personal career high.
And an NJC single game record.
Exactly. And just 12 away from that. Natasha Hemingway's mark is Maisha Bacon with the offensive board. Can't finish. Epperson back in. And she hasn't played much in the second half due to foul trouble. She had 4 fouls, 8 rebounds for this evening, the Jersey City product.
Right, other way!
Guerra, Epperson, her hook shot, air ball, Maisha Bacon with it. 17 points for her, 3 away from 20. On the drive, goes up, off the mark, Kaplan with the board.
Take the charge.
As Idelia trying to go convert to Epperson, and she lays it home. So Missa Epperson with 6 points. 1 rebound away here from a double-digit rebound performance. Back-to-back 100 rebound games for rebound seasons. And, of course, getting her off very smart this evening. Marasia Bacon, fade away. Cannot get the friendly roll, gets her home board. All over the floor, Ira.
Get her closer to the triple-double. You need some rebounds you want to get there.
7 points from Ortiz. You could hear that net rip from here. And Bacon then gets a 5-point exchange as she steals
She
and
got
scores.
the steal and...
Wow. Tough call there on Biz of the aggressive play, but for Bacon to get the rebound, the steal, and the basket on 3 different plays that are all in a stretch of 15 seconds. Talk about versatility. 38 points, 9 steals, 8 rebounds. She's got 5 assists.
And she just now stands. You're right, Ira. You know you've got 5 away from equaling Monique Hemingway's single game record. Her career high, Marasia, is 44. That was against Bridgewater.
44 would be a new NJC record should she get there. 38 now is tied for the 3rd most in a game ever. Hemingway has the top 3 scoring marks.
That was in 1987 where she scored 38.
Kaplan, too strong on that hook shot, and a nice board by Aisha Bacon. Up to Ortiz, look at her move. Feeds up to Bacon, lays it down.
That's 40.
So that is her 5th career 40-point game. And she now stands just 3 away from Monique Hemingway's single game record and 4 from equaling her career high. Be a single game record. Monique Hemingway also had 40 against Kane. 2 40-point games for Monique Hemingway. You know, same thing too for Marasia Bacon. She has 2 career 40-point games against the NJAC, 40 against Stockton and William Patterson, while she was at Kane. Led the NCAA, Marasia, in scoring as a freshman at 24.7 points per game. That's her average coming into this one, as Epperson gets the 27th Pratt point. So Missa with 6 points. Now Ortiz, deep 3. Oh my! Durango as she rips core.
Bacon
And then a steal by Bacon and puts it home. We've had that similar exchange. 94 NJCU points, a season high this year, all over Pratt, and they'll take a timeout.
Well, that's 42 points, 10 steals, 8 rebounds.
A lot of records and fun recap to right. Ira, 42 points.
Hey, Jim Turvey, if you're listening to this, I think I'll be writing this one tonight. I'll write the records part. You write the nuts and bolts, all right? Because I think there's going to be a little research needed to be done.
Ira Thor, John Kelly Jr., Paul Tanaselli, our producer and director, as Marasia Bacon 18-38 from the field. So she now has to do it. Yeah, season high though in field goals made. She had 13 previously against TCNJ. So she'll have 18 this evening against Pratt. 38 field goals attempted against Pratt, so a season high for her. And the transfer for Kane has come in and been phenomenal this year. A lot of fun to watch. And continuing, we will definitely see the 46th player in Division III to score 2,000 points. And this should definitely help that average nationally. She's 4th nationally with 24.7 points per game average. Kaplan. Seminara looking for Epperson. Montalvo with it. On this possession, we could have a new single game record for NJCU. Aisha Bacon lays it up. We'll have to wait another possession, as she didn't want Marasia to get in on that one.
Well, no, Maisha had to wait an extra minute to be born because of Marasia, so she made her wait another minute for the record.
I love that segue. 19 for Maisha. As a nice stuff on Guerra by Neal. And we'll have a substitution. Kathy Neblet coming in. Kaplan, Mayaki, Epperson, Guerra in the 5. Maisha, Marasia Bacon, Maya Neal, Ortiz, Jasenia Montalvo in the 5. Guerra way off, gets her own board. No good on the second try. Neblet, nice hustle for that offensive board. Fresh 30-second shot clock for Pratt. Is Kaplan too strong on that J? Ortiz with it. Single game record, and her career high could be equaled by Marasia Bacon. Monique Hemingway, a record on the line. It was 43, that's the single game record for NJCU. Right, Marasia Bacon trying to break it. Ortiz for 3, short. And a rebound, so we'll have to wait a little longer by Guerra. Outlets to Kaplan.
Do not foul. Do not foul, do not reach.
Guerra with Epperson. Gonna drive. Cannot lay it home, too strong. Amissa gets her offensive board. Fresh 30-second shot clock.
That's your rebound. Being healthy right down there.
Mayaki for 3. Off the mark. And Marasia Bacon out of play, so we'll stay with Pratt. Having a laugh here with head coach Pat Devaney.
Hurry up, stop. Chris, let's go.
How about Teresa Ortiz in the debut? 7 points as BizHub comes in for her. Aisha Marasia Bacon Maya Neal,
Chris, stay
and
help, right there.
Jasenia Montalvo in the
right
5
there.
for
Go get that.
NJCU.
Ortiz is going to help this program big time.
And definitely from 3, Ira. What a beautiful stroke she has from deep, as Guerra will inbound.
She's got 3 assists, 7 points.
3 of 7 from the field, played just 10 minutes.
Kaplan had a double-double last game against SUNY New Delhi as her pass and shot not be converted by Epperson, and now Maisha Bacon with the Eurasia for the single game record. Too strong. Long rebound by Guerra. Lobs up, Bacon steals for the record. She's got it! A new single game record in NJCU history, and she does it on a steal and score.
30 years the record stood, but now no more. And she needs a rebound for a triple-double. And her sister just took it away from her.
And we still have 5:20 to go. So Malaysia can get her career high. She's equaled her career high, 44. That was against Bridgewater. 5 career 40-point games, got her 5th this evening. Hey, how about that from Neblin? You look at that at the and one mixtape, just threw it right behind her and off the glass.
I have to sign off and take over PA duties for Charles O'Brien, so John Kelly Jr., keep an eye out, one more rebound.
Yeah, definitely. One more rebound here for Malaysia Bacon, and she will have the 5th triple-double in school history. Already had one this year against Drew as Bizhub can't get it to go in the foul. She'll have 2 free throws as Christine 4 away from her career high 12 against Stockton. And coming up there in the free throws. And she gives good on the first of 2. Fort Lee, New Jersey. Started the first 5 games last season. She has a double-figure game. So Bibbs up with 10. 2 away from equaling her career high, which was against Stockton. So a 100-point game for NJCU. A lot of records being broken. Season high this evening. In points, breaking the 73 against St. Elizabeth for their first win in a couple years. And Pratt gets the 31 with 4:25 to go. So Epperson getting on the board again. And Malaysia Bacon for a career high to Montalvo. Putting it through her legs, 4:10 to go. Jasenia from deep. Yes, ma'am! And AJCU going to back off their press. Montalvo with 15. So back-to-back double-figure games for her. Had 12 last night against Ramapo. As Epperson's J, too strong, hung on the back iron. Now NJCU bringing it back. Neal out to Montalvo, looking for 17. And she traveled. So we'll go over to Pratt with 3:43 to go. A new single-game record if you just joined in by Malaysia Bacon. Malaysia able to equal her career high 44 points. And she did it with 4 fouls too. Didn't know if we'd see history this evening. But we got it after 30 years. Kaplan for 3. Short. Maisha Bacon with the board. Hands back to Malaysia Bacon. Trying to go for a career high on this possession. Out to her sister Maisha. She'll drive. Her lefty float. Too strong. Epperson can't corral the board. Guerrero, as she was battling for it, fouled an NJCU player. And it was Epperson who got the foul. I think that will be Epperson's 5th and final foul. As Amissa Epperson is out of the game, so 10 points for her. So Amissa will notch a double-figure game, able to equal her career high, but she's done as she puts up a double-double, 11 rebounds as well, but fouls out. Maisha Bacon, that hit the top of the backboard, battle for the offensive board. And that will go over to Pratt. So for Amissa Epperson, her 4th double-double, came in 2nd in that category. Just 2 behind Emily Guerra this evening. at all scorers last year, but she's out of this one. Nice pickpocket by Bizhub. Driving, finger roll, good. So Christine Bizhub with 12. She has now equaled her career high, which was against Stockton, so a chance to see 2 career highs in scoring on a record-setting Thursday night as NJCU up by 72 all over Pratt. Ware is 3, too strong. Bizhub another board. As Christine now with 7. For her career high, cannot go, but she has 2 free throws to notch that mark.
All the time.
With 2:19 to go. So Christine Bizhub do the charity stripe. Bizhub 24 minutes played this evening. 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 40% from the field, and she's now 4 for 9. Pat Devaney is a 2012 NJCU alumnus, 15th head coach in the 49-year history. And we stick to that last word, history, getting to see it tonight. Single game record broken by Marasia Bacon. 44 points, her 5th career 40-point game. And Bizhub now with a new career high 13 against Pratt, so she bested that one against Stockton. Marasia for their new career high, that too strong. Maisha gets it back and lays it down. Maisha Bacon with 21 points, so 2 more to equal her season high and career high, which was 23 in the win against the College of St. Elizabeth. And Bizhub with the steal. Outlets for a new career high. Marasia Bacon has it. 46 points. So a new career high for Marasia Bacon as Kaplan will knock it on down. Kaplan with 5 points and a timeout here on the floor. 1:22 to go, all NJCU. And they'll go here for a 30-second timeout. So Christine Bizhub with a new career high, 14 points this evening. And Marasia Bacon breaking the single game record and now a new career high for her, 46 against Pratt. 5th career 40-point game. And she can add to it. Short trying to do it as that rebound grabbed by Kaplan, 1:05 to go.
Man up, man up, man up.
3 is too strong with a minute to go. Nice offensive board by Kavaki. And Neblet got fouled by
You gotta work on your defense.
Destiny Merrick. So the 3rd foul, and Pratt will inbound.
Net 12.
53 seconds to go. That one stolen by Destiny. And Neblet knocks away. Ruiz on the floor, and Montalvo will come in. So 110-33. Of course, this one making up the opening game for NJCU this year. And Ortiz will come in, 7 points in her debut. Will knock down 2 threes to account for those 7 points. Bacon, air ball, 40 seconds to go. Marasia with 46, a new career high, and she set a new single game high, breaking Monique Hemingway's record of 43 points, which Monique put up 30 years ago. So 3rd foul for Ordonez, and now Guerra to tack on some points. So 1 point in that first half. .8 seconds to go. 7 of her 8 points coming in the second half. So Marasia Bacon will step off, career high for her this evening. We'll see if we can get her on the broadcast after. So Emily Guerra, this will be the first game she won't have double figures. 4 straight coming into this one. Just 1 first half point.
Timeout.
Rutgers Camden on the road will be the next one for NJCU. Then they'll have Wesleyan here, NESCAC team in the mid-pack, and then Kane University, a reunion for the Bacon sisters, as they both are transfers from that area. Those we'll both have here live on NJCU Gothic Vision. Your producer and director is Paul Tanaselli, and great work by Paul this season. And we think definitely down the road, we saw a moment tonight, depending on what the men do, maybe we'll be back here again for hosting the NJAC tournament, as the two-time champs were dethroned big time by the men, although the women upstage them this evening with 110 points. In a record-setting night. 34.9 seconds to go. And I want to give a shout here to Ben Diamond, Sports Information Director at Pratt. Thank you for getting me prepared for November 15th, and when it was canceled, having me ready for tonight. As Bacon short on that J, 25 to go. And knocked out by Mayaki, so we'll stay with the Knights. Rutgers Camden and Wesleyan here Monday, the two games that face them. Taylor Gaston to Bacon with 18 seconds to go. Marasia cannot connect for 48 points. Already got a career high 46 and snapped a single game scoring record that had been held for 30 years by Monique Hemingway. 5 seconds to go. Guerra can't get in the double figures for the 5th straight time. Records all across the board. And NJCU, even bigger, bounces back after a disappointing loss last night to move to 4-10 overall, and they win here at home to get their 4th win at home, 110-33 over Pratt. So season high in points. And as we go deeper into this one, look here at some of their record books. 100-point games, and of course the triple-double here for Bacon. 5th in school history, 2 triple-doubles this season for Marasia Bacon. Unbelievable accomplishment, and also getting the single-game record. So all 4 Knights wins have come at home. And of course, NJCU, the number here, 110. And as we look at it, this is the 4th ever 100-point game for the women, and it's a new program record. And what a great job here by first-year coach Pat Devaney. He has achieved the all-time program record with 110 points, 4th ever 100-point performance. And NJCU does it handily, 110-33. So we'll be back to wrap up in the final stats as NJCU bounces back to go 4-10 overall with a 110-33 dominant win over Pratt. So we'll have a post game. And chance, hopefully, to get the lady of the hour, as I would say. Marasia Bacon, new career high, 46 points. Broke Monique Hemingway's 30-year record for single-game scoring at 43. And Bacon getting to 46. Paul Tanaselli, our producer and director. I'm play-by-play man John Kelly Jr. As Marasia will come on. We got to get her on. This is history. 4th 100-point game for the women's program, and the most points in school history, 110 against Pratt, as 105 was their previous biggest. So I thank Ira for having all those Google Docs, because I was looking through them on my phone as the points continued to go up. As we have the final stats, again, NJCU holding the Pratt the single-digit scoring in the 1st and 3rd with 5 points and 7 points. as NJCU shooting 42.9%. 8 threes made, just shot 54% from the line. So I want to be a little better in that area. Held Pratt to 19% shooting as they get a 46-point performance from Marijah Bacon, her 5th career 40-point game, a new single game mark, new career mark for her. 21 for Maisha Bacon. So continuing, getting her 3rd 20-point game this year. Jasenia Montalvo with 15, and of course Christine Bizhub. Don't forget about her. Getting a new career high, breaking the 12, which was career high previously against Stockton. Triple-double tonight also for Marijah Bacon. And the 5th in school history, 2 triple-doubles for her this year. 20 field goals made, 46 attempted, and hitting all marks, 81 career double-figure games in 82 games. And getting her 12th 20-point game. 12th career here at NJCU, 56th overall, getting into the 30s as well. Her 4th 30-point game, tops on the team, 20th for her career, and getting her 5th 40-point game as it got further. A new single game mark, and a new career high 46. So, I'm changing my notes as Marijah Bacon in her senior year transferring in and making some excellent waves here, as 3 players had double-digit rebounds. Marijah had 10, 11 for Maya Neal, so big comeback for her. You can see it on the floor as she had 11 rebounds for the 2nd straight game. Maisha Bacon leading all rebounders, as Maisha had 11 last night against Ramapo in that loss. So she continues now to move up and now has 122 rebounds in the top 10 in rebounding in the NJAC, and gets it done here with a double-double. So many stats to get on. Post-game interview coming up here. Again, special thanks to Ben Diamond for all of his help. SID at Pratt. And our SID, Ira Thor, will join us here for an interview with the new single-game record holder in points, in Marijah Bacon. Did it with 46. So again, Rutgers, Camden, then Wesleyan will come in here, then Kane. And as long as this team continues to get healthier, listen, still a chance to crack the NJAC tourney. So we'll have the post-game interview here. Just waiting for Marijah Bacon. We'll step aside as NJCU victorious here, bouncing back with a 110-33 win over Pratt. So NJCU gets their 4th win of the year, bouncing back with a dominant 110-33 win over Pratt. I'm joined by head coach Devaney, alongside Marasia Bacon, who set some records, including a single-game scoring record, and her sister Maisha, double-double this evening. Well, Coach and ladies, much better first quarter than last night, and clearly just carried that out all over Pratt.
Matt, your thoughts?
Well, I thought our press was a lot better today. There was a lot more intensity. Yesterday was a bad one. You know, to start off the game like that and the kind of stretch that we were having, 3 home wins. You know, I thought we came out flat. So today was really a practice for us because we have Rutgers Camden Saturday, and Rutgers Camden is a tough team, and we need to make sure that our press is at the top.
Yeah, you and I talked about that in the pregame, and before we pass the mic over to the Bacons. Again, team right now does not have a ton of size without Coco, without Reese in the lineup. So the only way this team is going to be successful down the lineup is the press, using the guard play. Knowing that in mind and knowing how important these games are going forward, you know, how much was developing that press part of today's strategy? And yeah, obviously, you know, there's a point where you probably could have
took
the press off, but because of that being such a factor going down the stretch that have any chance of making the postseason, how much was that in the back of your head?
Oh man, 120%, because I understand the NJAC, and I understand that the guard play at the NJAC is really not at the top how it used to be. So I understand how much the press is like the backbone of us winning games. Because if we can't press, we're not going to win games. I think our biggest person's 5'9". We probably gave her an extra inch. So we have to press. And today was that. I told them this would be a practice for us, where it's a competitive practice versus people we've never seen before. But we have to work on defense. And the biggest thing was not reaching. You know, because I don't want these girls to get into the habit of just reaching, because we get tons of foul calls reaching. I want them to get used to using their feet, keeping their hands out, being vertical. And I thought they did a pretty good job of that. And I would say 75% they did well in that, 25% not. But that's something that we just got to keep getting better at. And we'll get better because the unit's new together. And what are we in January, so only a couple months in with a new group. So every game, every day it's practice and just trying to get better. So hopefully we can make these playoffs for the first time.
Marasia, what were you doing in February 1989?
Nothing.
That was long before you guys were around. Well, 1989, that week, Monique Hemingway had 2 40-point efforts, including 43 points. Looking at the notes here that I put in our pregame. Where's the program when we need it? I had a feeling that this might happen today, so
yeah, definitely. Coach Devaney had grabbed
down.
It before. I didn't want to grab
it
you.
Was over there.
I need a game program. They walked away. I actually put this note down, and then the program has walked away. Either way, 1989, Monique Hemingway, greatest player in school history, all-time leading scorer, all-time leader and rebounder, scored a single-game record 43 points. Today, 46 points, 11 steals, and on the very last second of the game, 10 rebounds for your second triple-double of the year, breaking a 30-year-old single-game scoring record. You're all smiles. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot to me because this is the second triple-double I've had. I've never had a triple-double before, so I just feel proud for myself because I haven't done this before.
Maisha, I wanted to talk to you because he had mentioned a note on the broadcast. It's a chance for you to get the single-game mark, but your sister took it away from you. She decided to go lay it up. You said 2 of you were a minute apart, you know, I guess when you were born, and we kind of got into a little bit of a segue about giving her a few more minutes till she breaks the record. But you had a double-double as well tonight, and really, you know, talk about, you know, you seem much more confident tonight, and I think the team as a whole, too.
I just know that, like, my team needs me, so and thinking that in like the back of my head, keep it in the back of my head that I just have to keep pushing harder, and if I do, we're always going to get a win out of it as long as everybody comes together. So it gives me a lot of confidence.
The joke was, since they didn't hear it because they were, you know, in the middle of playing the game, that Maisha came up and took what would have been her 10th rebound away from her, and I was like, well, you know, Maisha had to wait an extra minute to be born, so she's like, she's going to make Marasia wait another minute for another rebound. I thought that was appropriate, but again, you've come into your own now, another 20-point game. To see your sister
who has set a lot of records at her previous stop, do this today. What is the pride that you have in her as your sister?
It means a lot to me. It kind of reminds me of Serena and Venus a lot, because Serena, she's like the, all over the place, and the Venus is like behind the spotlight, but she's always there, like cheering for her sister. So it reminds me a lot of that, because she has her own like trophies and stuff like that too. So it reminds me of the same thing.
Both of those sisters were pretty darn good, still are pretty darn good.
Yeah, actually, both of them play, as you two play with each other, they both play against each other in a lot of finals, so clearly a great comparison on that one.
Sometimes they play with each other in doubles as well, and we saw a lot of ball distribution between the sisters today. Triple-double, now you have 2. You'll lead the country in triple-doubles. I think only 2 players in the history of Division III have had 3 or more in a season. How does that motivate you now in the rest of the year to work maybe even harder as maybe a personal milestone to possibly chase?
It motivates me a lot, but I just know I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep going, keep working hard every day in practice, keep coming in the games, working hard. That's what I got to do.
Teresa Ortiz coming off the bench today. I mean, you two have carried most of the scoring punch this year. Giuseppe Montalvo's had some games. Christine Bizub showed something today, which
career high for her too, 14.
That's great down the stretch. But Teresa Ortiz was this highly touted freshman coming in, joined us mid-year. She was a first-team All-State player in high school in Group 1. I asked you first, Pat, what she means, what she's going to bring to this program. But you guys, this is going to take a little bit of pressure off of both of you down the stretch.
Tell you the truth, it's huge. It's huge for us because she only watched one practice. And I don't think she really touched the ball competitively since maybe she left university. I think she goes like to 24-hour fitness and plays around. But to come in this game and hit threes the way she's hitting threes, and I mean, that just shows the kind of talent she has. Once she gets in shape, it's gonna be a problem for the NJAC.
This is breaking news. So she didn't actually physically practice. She watched the practice, observed the practice.
Observed practice.
Got a heck of a stroke, too.
Yes.
A couple of threes resulting
Hold on
in
a
that
second. I got
points.
Allen Iverson on line 1. Now, for yourselves, the pressure it's going to take off you two, the twins, having a weapon there, and quite frankly, you guys are going to have a chance to kind of lead her, guide her as you graduate at the end of this season. And she could be one of these players that kind of takes, that next step with the program that you guys have set up. Your thoughts on playing with her down the stretch?
After today's game, I love it. In practice tomorrow, I'm just going to keep pushing her, make her better than what she is now, and that way when we play Camden on Saturday, she can hit those big threes like she did today.
Aisha?
I'm confident like she's going to give it her all, and I'm just happy to see what comes next.
Also, as a team, too, and coach, I mean, you have such a fiery coach. I mean, how fun is it to go to practice? I mean, I see you during the game, and we've had a thing with our mic. We're getting it together here. Hearing you yell in my ear just how fiery you are, but I got to tell you, how's it going to be in practice with such a dominating win like this? How are you going to get after them again?
I love this game of basketball. I respect this game of basketball so much. I mean, if it wasn't for this game of basketball, I wouldn't be in this position right now that I'm in. But the coaching that I had, I mean, I have to brag about the coaching. I was brought up around Hurley. I was supposed to go to St. Anthony's. I was with them from 5th grade to 7th grade. Shavanis got the job at Marist High School, brought me over there. Chris Shavanis runs St. Patrick's High School right now. Been at St. Patrick's forever. So as I was at Marist with Chris, he would bring us over to St. Patrick's to go work out with Kevin Boyle. So we worked out with Kevin Boyle 2 years in a row. And then after Marist, I wound up going to St. Augusta Pratt when Chris Shavanis wound up leaving Marist. And I played for Paul Rodeo, who has, I think, almost 1,000 wins. Numerous state championships. So I've been extremely blessed to have the coach Mark Brown. I mean, Jim Catalano at Union County College, my father. I've been extremely blessed and lucky to have fiery coaches. And me as a point guard, I was a fiery point guard. I got in my team's butt. So that's the only way I know basketball is to be passionate. And I love this game more than anything in the world. So.
Final thoughts from you, and this is about these two young ladies here. And we've talked about them on TV. We talked about in the Asbury Park press feature, but with what you've seen today, midpoint in this year, assess the contributions, how they've changed this program.
Oh man, if they did not come here, this would have been a tough year. And these kids came over and they trusted in the process. They trusted in myself. They believed in me, and they're really starting this thing off themselves. They're the culture builders. They're the ones that are building this culture. And so in the next 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, whenever we get this national championship, these girls can say that they started this and that they were the start. So they could come, this is their home now. alumni games. They're going to be able to share so many stories with the next generation of kids that keep coming here. I mean, it's a family environment here, and that's one thing I want these kids to understand, that it's just not 4 years, you're done, and then that's it. No, we're family, and for life. And if I can help you out, if you can help me out, if anything, you know, and that's the kind of environment I want here, because that's the kind of environment that I was brought around here on the men's program with Coach Brown and Coach Charlie Brown. It's family environment, and that's what we have here.
They seem to be really building it as well here now. Excellent job here, Ira. Now, last couple of games, 4 wins, so exciting to see down the stretch
in the last
here.
6 games,
4-2.
You know, 30 years ago, a record was set. Records remain to be broken. 30 years later, tonight it went down as Marisha breaking 46 points to break Monique Hemingway's 30-year-old record of 43 in a game. Quite special to watch in person. Congratulations, both you guys, on the win, on the record, and good luck on Saturday. Probably a must-win game against Rutgers Camden.
Absolutely. Big game. Our biggest game of the season is Saturday. Thanks,
Good luck, ladies. Thank you.
So I guess that'll do it here on Gothic Vision for a Thursday night. John, your final thoughts before we sign off?
I love what I'm seeing here. Last 6 games, you know, this team, they're playing better. I mean, it starts with the Bacon sisters, but the ability to see BizHub get her career high, Montalvo starting to get the scoring that we saw from last year. It's going to be fun. Look out, NJAC. And a nice bounce-back win here, 110-33 over Pratt. And for Paul Tanaselli, Ira Thor, I'm John Kelly Jr. I will see you here Monday night when Wesleyan comes in at a conference. Have a good evening.